As we all know, we are currently living in a pandemic where the virus of COVID-19 is spreading all around the world. WHO themselves has classified this virus is very, very contagious. Now, people are afraid to go out. They always keep wearing masks, and they need to also sanitize their hand all the time. But is that enough to curfew the spreadness of this virus? No. The Malaysian government has implied a strict SOPs where people must keep their distance apart, presumably 1 meter. They also need to check their temperature every time, and they also need to avoid touching their face. That could help to curfew the spreadness of this virus, and it could help you avoid from getting harmed by the virus. But how can we be sure? How can we be sure of our safety? So, we must create a device such that the device can know when we breach our social distance, know how many times we have touched our face, and finally check our temperature every time to give a final score of how safe we are. Here comes my solution, SmartCap, an all-in-one device, simply wear and be notified. SmartCap is a device where it can measure safety and warn if you are disobeying social distance with another person. Not only that, it can also detect how many times have you touched your face, and most importantly, SmartCap is able to check your temperature at any time you'd like. Furthermore, the user will have an interface, Bluetooth, to interact with the prototype. So first, I experimented with the HC05 Bluetooth module. I learned that it needed a voltage divider so that the RxD pin is supplied with 3.3 volt, thus preventing burning the module. After it was successfully worked with my code, I designed an Android app to communicate with the module. After a few trials and error, the first prototype of the Bluetooth app worked successfully. Next, I combined all modules and sensors I needed so that I could make sure it would work with the code and with other modules. Then, I started to imagine the place I needed to put the modules and sensors on the cap. A bit while after that, I realized that the distance sensor will just pick up anything in front of it, including a wall. So, I bought a few PIR sensor, paired it, and successfully reduced the number of false positives that the ultrasonic sensor caught. So now that I've introduced my project, how does it work? So, first thing first, we must wear the cap and make sure that the cap is lightly tightened. And then, connect the USB cable to your power bank. You will hear a welcome tone by the buzzer indicating that you have turned on the cap. If you have touched your face, the device will warn you with a light beep by the buzzer. This also includes if you social distance. Do not worry, you can actually turn off the buzzer if you would like to. Next, you can connect to the Bluetooth app used by the cap in order to get your safety rating and know how many times you have disobeyed social distance, how many times you have touched your face, and check your current temperature. So now you've seen and understand on how the product works. Personally, I think everyone should buy this device. Not only that they can ensure how safe they are, it can also comply to the SOP easier. Also, if everyone bought this, the curfew of this virus spreadness will reduce by a lot. But that's on me though. How about other people? Now, I've conducted a few research and asked a few participants would they buy the device, and the answer, all of them said yes, they would totally buy it.
Now, would you like SmartCap device?
Yes.
Would you buy this? Yes.
But this device does not use 9-volt battery. Instead, it uses power bank, which is rechargeable, so you don't need to throw away the battery once it has been depleted. You can just recharge it back. Not only that, the cost of this device is for as low as 70 ringgit, which is very, very affordable. And again, I like to emphasize that everyone needs to buy this device in order to ensure their safety during this pandemic. Finally, I would want to say thank you for staying with me until the end of the presentation. See you soon!